You can always tell the guys that were coddled by their parents. Oh no, don't go play on the swing set, it's dangerous. Or, oh, you can't play baseball, you might get hit with a fastball, you gotta be careful, Jimmy. You know, the moms that did that. You can always tell the kids that were coddled by their parents, because it's the same kids that are afraid of getting hurt as an adult. They're afraid of pain. They're so fearful about everything. Well, I don't know if I can do that job interview, and well, that's scary. And oh, I'm not sure the business, it seems a little bit risky for me to go and try something for free on the internet. It seems risky. People might judge me. The people that are scared of potential pain are the people that will inevitably fail. It is a guaranteed failure for that person. Now, the person that charges towards the pain, that maybe they were coddled as a kid, I don't know, maybe they were, maybe they weren't, but the person that charges towards the pain is the person that will likely make it, but more so even have a chance, and there's so few people that even get a chance to make it because they don't charge towards the pain at all. I shut my finger, and you can see it's black, it's like scabbed, whatever now. I shut that in a dumpster like 3 weeks ago. And it ballooned, it got crazy, very, very painful. I thought I broke it. I don't think I did. I can bend it and everything. But it was like this massive blood blister under my nail. Now, I wanted to get that dumpster door shut, okay? It just so happened that I got my finger caught in it. And when I say dumpster, I'm talking about those things they drop in your driveway that you throw a bunch of trash into. Those big steel doors. Yeah, it was caught in there. And I guarantee you, because of the painful situation, that will never happen to me again. That pain that I experienced is a life lesson teaching moment. And it's not that I was trying to shut my finger in a dumpster. I wasn't. Okay, but I certainly apparently needed to learn to be a little bit more careful around those things for future reference, because this is what happened, and I was probably being a little bit lazy. Maybe it was a message from God. And I think when you need to learn something, and God wants you to learn it, He will push that same lesson on you over and over and over and over again, until it gets through your thick skull. Because as humans, sometimes we don't notice those patterns. Sometimes we are just in our animal brain, robotic, whatever. And a good example of this that I've had in business is momentum. Build momentum, and then it's broken. And build momentum, and then it's broken. And build momentum, and then it's broken. But I keep coming back every single time. And I've realized the couple times that it has been broken, and I thank God it's happened at a young age. Business partner splits, key employees leaving, the product launch not going the exact way that I wanted it, stuff like that, right? The lesson I've learned is when you have momentum, you keep pushing and pushing and pushing until it runs out on its own. Oftentimes, the reason we lose momentum, and I would say that momentum is the number one force for all of us, okay? The number one force. The reason we often lose momentum is not because the momentum just runs out. It's because we get lazy. Maybe we get a little bit arrogant. Maybe we just expect it to sort of happen. We stop putting in the work. And that is painful when that momentum leaves. And sometimes it takes you a couple tries to realize what you had and what you lost. And I have had that happen many times. That is maximum pain. But I wouldn't have had a chance at even making it ever. And I'll tell you that the momentum that I'm talking about is getting into the low hundreds. We can see a clear path to $1 million a month, and then I'm going to coast and not pushing all the way. That's personally what's happened a few times for me. Maybe it was who I was working with. Maybe it was employees. Maybe it was the setup. Maybe it was the system. Maybe it was me. And I have to acknowledge that. And I have to acknowledge it specifically because I've learned the lesson so many times in a row. God is obviously trying to teach me something. Now, pain is the ultimate teacher. Okay, I'm looping this back. I'm weaving like Trump right now, okay? Pain is the ultimate teacher. When I say the ultimate teacher, pain is the ultimate teacher because you realize when you're in pain. You slam your finger in a dumpster, you're like, holy shit, this is a moment, you know? You look back 6 months to when you had momentum and you lost it and you go, that was the moment. That was the inflection point that was meant to happen, and it just crumbled into nothingness. Pain is the ultimate teacher. Pain makes us look with hindsight. You know, they say hindsight is 20/20. It makes us look in hindsight and go, that's how it should have been. Or in more emotional moments. And, you know, let's say you're at rock bottom right now. Let's say you're watching this video, you're at rock bottom. When you're at rock bottom, and let's say it's rock bottom financially. When you're at rock bottom financially, you automatically are wired to do the things that will get you out of that rock bottom situation. You forget all the perfectionist stuff, you forget all the creative bullshit, you forget all the extras. You just go into hardwired mode. What will get me safe right now? What will get me less anxious? You go to rock bottom and you start to feel anxiety and depression. Those are signs. You're not a depressed person, you're not an anxious person. You're just depressed and anxious in that moment because you have no money. You don't have any financial security. You have a problem. Your body and your mind is telling you to fix this thing. Okay? A lot of people like to cover it up with drugs, SSRIs, okay? There are so many, especially women in this country, that are on SSRIs, and they're like, I can't find a man. I can't find a man. Well, their body cannot receive the pain, the message. Pain is a message. It's a teacher that is telling them to get out of that situation because they are just, they're just walking around, hey, like retards, and they're doing that because they're on drugs all day and they have no emotions. Zoop, the person in there is gone. The soul is stripped away, and they can't feel pain. They can't receive this bad shit happening, and a lot of this comes back to parents coddling their children. Okay, it comes back to parents coddling their children because if you don't understand how to handle pain at a young age, you don't go play outside and get hurt. I got scars all over my body from like playing in the dirt, playing baseball, playing basketball, just like maybe not fighting, a little wrestling, whatever as a kid, stuff like that. You're roughhousing, okay, getting hurt, experiencing pain. People, especially parents now, and even the last, 2 generations, they coddle their children so that they do not experience pain. Then when these people go into the real world, they then say, I should have a job. I should really get a job, The company, the corporate company should serve me. And it's like, that's not how it works, bro. You're going to get replaced with AI, dude. Like, you don't have it. You don't have a shot. You don't have a shot at all. And you don't have a shot because your parents didn't teach you how to internalize that pain and then fight back against it and make something of yourself. People say make something of yourself. You got to have to battle. It's a battle every single day. In business, the business I'm in, if we don't bring in leads that day for our sales team to call and pitch and work with, we failed. It's a battle every day to bring new leads in and close those leads and make money. If we don't see cash collected every single day, we failed. That is painful. And that 0 on the board tells me that I got work to do, and it's a signal, it's a sign. You get a little bit anxious, you get a little bit depressed, you get some highs and lows because it's like, holy shit, what's going on here? And when things are going good, you're super calm. It's almost like if you could simulate the wiring of maximum pain every single day, even if shit was going good, you would be the richest person in the world. You'd be the most successful person in the world. You'd be the most jacked person in the world. I'm not saying I'm the richest, most jacked, perfect person ever, but I do know that I have a lot going for me correctly. And it's because my pain receptor wiring is that even when shit is going good, I still sit down at the computer and I do my work. I still wake up and I go to the gym. I still do hard shit. You know what sucks? Cardio sucks. Cardio super sucks. I still do cardio every single day. I'm still doing the row machine, the Stairmaster, I'm doing the bike, I'm taking a walk, I'm going for a run. I'm doing something every single day. Even though it's painful, I know that there's a benefit on the other end of it. Now look, my finger being smashed. Is there a benefit to my finger being smashed? It's hard to find one. Okay, we're kind of trying to weave here in and out and like connect dots that may or may not exist. But maybe you could say that the benefit of it was that I won't slam my finger in a dumpster ever again. Or maybe the benefit was God wanted me to slow down the week this happened, where it was super painful and I had to, pop some painkillers to chill me out. Maybe He wanted me to slow down that week, and I didn't know why, or I didn't realize I needed to slow down, but I needed to rest. I needed to get some sleep. I needed to reset my sleep schedule. And that's exactly what I did. I had been going to bed for, 2 a.m. every single day for the month previous, and I reset my sleep schedule back to the 9 p.m. time that it should be. Maybe that's a hidden benefit from the pain. Regardless, all I know is this. Everything that you want, if you're watching this, everything that you want is on the other side of experiencing pain on that journey towards what you want. So if you're trying to make a bunch of money, it's important that you experience a bunch of pain on the path to making that money. So when you get that money, you don't lose it. You don't make the mistakes that a lot of people make when they get money, because you're the person that's been seasoned to the point where you can experience it and you can hold on to it and you are fine. There's a lot of people that make a lot of money very fast in situations that they shouldn't, and then they lose it. Lottery winners are a good example. They're not emotionally ready to handle it. They're not the person for it. They got very, very lucky, okay? Crypto people, for example. A lot of crypto guys that maybe like buy a coin, get lucky, all of a sudden have $5 million. They lose it because they spent it all on bullshit. That person didn't experience the pain to appreciate the benefit, to appreciate the desire, the goal that they got at the end of the rainbow, at the end of the journey. Pain is the ultimate teacher, and everything you want and should, I'll say this, everything that you want and can keep is on the other side of experiencing immense amounts of pain. Look, guys, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching my rant. Hope you stayed until the end. If you like these videos, make sure to subscribe. Go follow my IG. A lot of these coming every single week. Again, my name is Nick. Hopefully seeing you in the next one.